welcome you all to our collective calls that we hold every Tuesday and Thursday. Today's Thursday, and we're happy to present you three amazing projects to pitch their deck, answer some questions and all that stuff. Just have a nice discussion. So as usual, hosting today's meetings, myself, Ivan, and also Malika as a co-host. And as I said before, we got three projects. Let me go through them quickly. So we got Zach, CEO at APEFLIX, then Ali representing CRS ecosystem, and Darren from Capzona. And yeah, I hope I pronounced everything correctly. Without further ado, yeah, let's pass the mic to Zach. And yeah, thanks for coming. Thank you for your time.
Perfect. Okay, great. So my name is Zach Rothwell. I'm CEO of APEFLIX, the first premium advertisement video on demand application on TON. I spent over a decade in the film industry. The first half of my career, I was head of digital at the UK's largest independent distributors, managing a library of over 1,000 titles and forging partnerships with all the major digital platforms before transitioning in the second half of my career into international sales and distribution, where I'd attend all the major film festivals, selling content and nurturing a global network of buyers and distributors, which puts me in a perfect place to deliver on APEFLIX. So our mission is to be the fastest growing community-driven video on demand application in the world, and we're going to achieve that through a phased approach and by fusing meme culture, gaming, and community with blockbuster movies and rewards. So there's a seismic shift in power going on in the streaming industry right now. Viewing habits are changing. Subscription video on demand services are losing momentum. Electronic sell-through is dead and transactional video on demand revenue has been slashed in half. Consumers are tired of high subscription fees, which is why we're seeing a surge in popularity for advertisement on demand platforms like Pluto, Plex, Tubi, even YouTube. But they all miss a critical piece. They fail to reward the user for their time and attention. And I'm yet to see a Web3 platform that successfully navigates the minefield that is premium content licensing. People want premium content without the price tag. So those that already choose to watch ad-based content are inundated with annoying, irrelevant ads with no reward for doing so. Advertisers are losing nearly half of their spend in opaque supply chains, and distributors are facing a trust deficit with no transparency. So APEFLIX solves these problems across three fronts. For consumers, free premium content with a share of ad revenue and loyalty points that can be exchanged at over 2,000 household brands. And for advertisers, relevant, engaging, non-skippable ads that are watched by real accounts and verified accounts. And for distributors, transparent reporting and an AVOD platform that offers minimum guarantees. So the end goal is, of course, to get consumers to watch content, but they have multiple ways to engage and earn on the platform, be it through our tap game or our social quests, and we're looking at implementing a chat function. And we understand that community is extremely important. It should be at the heart of everything we do, because the war for subscribers is officially over. The war for engagement has only just begun. In phase 2, we are upgrading our UI UX with social quests now in app, wallet integration, new rewards options. This is all going live on Monday. We've got some fantastic partnerships and collaborations lined up, and users will get a first sort of look at the content that we can bring to the table. So think Warner Brothers, Universal, Fox Searchlight, Paramount as a standard. So our business model is pretty simple: charging advertisers per completed ad, purchasing premium content licensing for 1 to 2 months and placing it before any other AVOD platform, essentially creating our own window and rewarding users with loyalty points that they can convert into real-world vouchers. Our MVP is launching in India. We have fantastic connections with all the major distributors in India. We just brought on the CEO of Superfine Films on our advisory board, who's one of the biggest distributors out there. We know that we have 482 million VOD users to attack, 100 million Telegram users to attack, and they watch 11 hours per week more content than any other territory in the world. From India, we plan to move swiftly into the MENA region, then through to Europe and LATAM. Quick look at the team. We have a combined experience of over 50 years in digital content distribution, That's not to mention our advisory board, Kamal just mentioned, but we also have ex-Disney and Universal execs. Our background in partnerships, content curation, tech innovation position us perfectly to disrupt the market. We raised 200,000 and kicked off our socials in early September. We're seeking a further 1.8 million to achieve 5 million community members with 1.2 million active users. Thanks for listening.
All right. Thank you, Zach, for your time. It was really spot on. And yeah, you've even got some 15 seconds for the Q&A part, but yeah, let's get it started right away. So yeah, we'll be happy to hear from you guys. So we already received first question in the chat. So how do you ensure that you are listening to ads?
So we've just confirmed a partnership with Veracity, and it's part of their tech stack. So they're handling all of that for us. They're verifying everything and confirming everything for us.
All right, hope that answers the question. Guys, feel free to address more questions by raising your hand or in the chat as well. Okay, so while guys are thinking, let me be the first one addressing question. Second one. Yes, Joshua, I see your question, but yeah, I want to ask, like, who are your main competitors? How do you see the game? How do you position your project in this game?
Well, I think there's a lot of watch and earn projects out there in Web3, but without trying to be too brazen, I think everyone's currently lying to you. You cannot launch a premium platform worldwide rights. It's just impossible. People forget that Netflix did it in 10 years. Even Plutoplex, they start in one territory. That's what we need to do. You need to go territory by territory, and we have the contacts to do that. And we're not trying to preach something there where we're launching worldwide, because there's a few Web3 platforms that out there that's saying that, and it's just not physically possible. The content that they would be picking up would be very poor. You cannot get worldwide content unless you're spending millions and millions of pounds. So you need to attack territory by territory and go through established distributors who you're competing with, but they're happy to sell you the license because they're buying 15-year licenses. We're buying 30-day, 45-day licenses. And the psyche behind that is, well, I'll give them the license. It's only 30 days. I'll get it back. They pay me MG up front. And then all the other AVOD platforms will still take it anyway, because their revenue model is business model is revenue share. So in terms of Web3, who do I see our competitors at? I don't think anyone's actually doing it or has the experience and know how to do it. But of course, Web2, there's a lot. Plutoplex, 2B, I would even say YouTube, but obviously they're not offering the real world vouchers and the rewards, and they're not concentrating on community and engagement like we are.
And what plans do you have on engaging with community? How do you plan to, are you planning some activities for the community, maybe airdrops or other stuff?
Yeah, so if you join our Telegram group now, you can start playing the Tap Tap game, and there will be a planned airdrop very close to TGE. And then we'll also working on a partnership with Book My Show for events, tickets, and we can look at red carpet events at some of the big film festivals as well. That's all ongoing conversations.
Okay, gotcha. There is a lot more I wanted to ask, but we got plenty of questions in the chat. So yeah, continuing with Joshua's question, what is the verification method? Non-skippable does not address muting audio.
Yeah, so we're going to get rid of the bots. That's what the Veracity tech stack does. It gets rid of the bots and makes sure users are verified. Yeah.
Okay, so another one goes like this. Hi, Zach. Can you expand on token utility?
So it's the reward mechanism. So we're offering loyalty points for real-world vouchers if people exchange their tokens. And it's quite interesting because in India, they have a 30% tax off ramp for crypto. Whereas if they go through our real-world vouchers, they're not going to get burdened with any tax. And then we can look at doing some exciting things as well about the content, and maybe receiving the content a little bit earlier than anyone else, director's cuts, things like that.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a big one from Sheldon. Do you tend to collaborate with any other attention markets for bootstrapping Brave's token is not high value, but their outreach to users is a model that fails for others who don't reward users' attention. Sounds like a great concept, but the growth will be a slow and steady game, as you've highlighted.
Well, I disagree. I think we can scale quite quickly by targeting emerging markets. I mean, if you look at the figures that I showed you before, 480 million VOD users in India. We're launching there just to get proof of concept. Now, we understand that the ad revenue isn't as high, but it's not about subscribers anymore. It's about engagement. So the first couple of months, or even the year, shall we say, it's just about bringing in those users and doing our utmost to get that engagement and bringing those users in before we necessarily concentrate on revenue.
Okay, and also interested in plans across chains. Their social silos can be difficult to bridge, just like distribution markets.
Yes, it's still up for conversation. Obviously, we're launching on Ton. The position is there to cross-chain. I think initially we will stick to Ton and we'll decide as we go, so to speak.
Okay, got it. And guys, just to remind you real quick that we post all the information, all the contact details and Telegram handles of our speakers in the chat. So feel free to scroll up if you didn't seem to find it. We always do that. So yeah, thanks for your time. And here's another one. Hi Zach. Hey Zach, do you have a go-to-market strategy already?
Yes, we're working with various agencies, Radar Block being one of them, but we're heavily focused on partnerships, making sure that's key to what we're doing. And our tap game is bringing in users. We've got partnerships lined up where we can easily bring in millions of users. Yescoin, Capzona, that's probably the sort of big mechanism of our go-to-market strategy. Because once we've got the tap users, we can funnel them into watching the content.
Okay, thanks for answering that one. Guys, do we have more questions to Zach? Feel free to address anything.
I need a big glass of water.
Of course, because there are lots of questions. You're really, your project's really interesting. I really do so. I really believe in that. So
appreciate it.
Another one from me. So do you have plans on expanding your in terms of territory, like to other regions except from India?
Yeah, so when I say India, it will actually be SARC region. So when they buy Indian rights, it's for the SARC region. And then I'll transfer into the Middle East very quickly because the advertisement spend in Saudi is very impressive. And I can still pick up cheaper content than I can in Europe. To give you an example, if something's worth £10 in the UK, it's worth 50p in India. So it makes sense starting there before transitioning into the Middle East and then eventually Europe. £10 in the UK, it's worth £5 in the Middle East. Obviously, I'm not picking up content for £10, but...
Yeah, sounds kind of logical. But will it provoke like any legal issues?
No, because I'm going through established distributors already that buy the licenses. So people don't realize when you think of Fox, for example, or even Disney and Warner Brothers, Universal, they don't distribute their content in these territories. They sub-license it to the established distributors, and all of these distributors have in their contracts that they can sub-license it as well. So I'm not approaching Universal and Warner Bros. I'm approaching the distributors that are already established in those territories. And of course, we can geo-block the content as well.
Okay, gotcha, thanks.
That's the barrier to entry really in this industry. The contacts that I've spent years building. And you can't just pick up the phone, you need to know these people.
Zach, what are the biggest obstacles or challenges that you face?
I think the biggest obstacle is just premium content licensing in itself. I know I touched on it before, but anyone that tells you that they can launch a platform worldwide is lying to you. We need to go territory by territory. And because let's say if I buy John Wick 4, for example, in India, it's not going to be the same distributor that owns it in the Middle East. So we need to build a team and conquer one territory before transitioning into the next, and then we can look at buying for multiple territories at once. But again, it's knowing those people and knowing who to pick up the phone to, knowing who's got the output deal with Paramount, knowing who's got the output deal with Universal, which they're the contacts that we have.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you so much, Zach, for your time. It was a very interesting pitch, and thanks, guys, for all the questions.
Thank you.
I think, we should proceed with the next project. If you guys want to contact to Zach, here in the chat, you can find his Telegram and email. And thank you again. We will proceed with Ali, the founder of LGR Global.
Yeah, thanks. So my name is Ali Amili Ravi. I am the founder of LGR Global SRC ecosystem. So my background coming from the global trade and trade finance industry for whole my life. I've been building the companies in this field in several countries, Russia, CIS, Middle East and China markets. So been the company in the field of the global trade and trade finance from scratch with operational businesses and decent trading value. So and at the same time being the advisor of the China security in the Middle East for promotion of the trade and the Belt and Road Initiative in the Middle East region. So the background from these two inspired me to create this project SRC ecosystem to create a unified ecosystem for the cross-border trade between East and West economies, and with the aim to fill $2.5 trillion liquidity gaps in the global trade finance market and make the SMEs get access to the global trade finance, which right now most of the SMEs suffering to get access to the trade finance from the traditional financial service provider. And the most of that, and the reason for that is because of the paper-driven processes and make it very high cost for the operation and the compliance costs, inefficiencies in the processes, and fraud activities, human intervention, and all this stuff make it very highly costly for the financial institution to provide funding for this kind of, SMEs. And they mostly go with the big traders right now, and that's why we have this huge gap in the global trade finance market. And in this project, we are focusing to create a digital ecosystem for addressing these gaps by creating one-stop shop solution, end-to-end focus on the tokenizing and global trade and trade finance with the rigorous compliance onboarding for the both buyer and seller, with credit check, due diligence, digital trade creation, signature, and tokenizing the different kind of trade finance option. It can be with different kind of trade asset can be tokenized, and then the liquidity marketplace for financing of this kind of instrument with the tokenized payment undertaking, smart contract functionality for trade execution and validation of the terms and conditions by following the different rules and regulation on digital trade like ICC, URDT role, and also United Nations MDTR for onboarding of the trade documentation from the supply service provider like bill of lading from the shipping companies to make them as a legal as the paper in digital format, with the possibility of the on-chain transferability on the system. So the system focusing to provide end-to-end solution for the post-trade activities for the global trade stakeholder to fill that problem with all these tools that I mentioned. So it's a blockchain-based ecosystem. It has its own utility coin called SRC. So SRC secret coin acts as a utility of this ecosystem for the gas fees for validation of the trade transaction, and also act as one of the source of the liquidity for financing the trade transaction as well. So in the liquidity, it's only one of the source, because the liquidity marketplace in this ecosystem is very diverse source of liquidity from both traditional finance and also the crypto community. SRC also is add-on as one of the source of liquidity. So we have a very extensive partnership in the global trade industry. We have signed an MOU with China CCPIT for providing the services for the important exporter in China. We have signed an extensive agreement with one of the largest funds in the Silk Road area, TCP, to be one of the main liquidity providers in the ecosystem, and also trade initiators. We have got lots of interest from the SMEs trader in different trade hubs like Switzerland, UK, Singapore, and UAE, and also big names like ICBC Bank also signed initial agreement to be one of the liquidity provider addicts from the UAE as well. So we have a very extensive partnership in the place that we can have a good trading value from the day one. And also, yeah, so I think the time is past. So, yeah, so.
Yes, thanks. Our first question from Sheldon here in the chat. Are you concerned about malicious brand attacks and or misunderstanding about the Silk Road as a brand? The online marketplace by Ross Ulbricht was a target example for US intelligence, and it has led to much propaganda and falsehoods published on the subject. Free world.
Yeah, so yeah. So we're aware of that kind of malicious activities in the market when we were thinking about this project, because when we started this project we had a very big advisor from the China CCPIT and so on. The focus from day one was to the cross-border between East and West economies and Silk Road countries. So that is the reason why we choose the Silk Road coin SRC, the name of the project, because of the focus that we had. And actually, it is one of the interesting element for most of the player, because they see our East to West focus, cross-border trade focus, and the secret countries focus. So that is one of the actually interesting part that bring. There is some people concerned, but there is a obvious sign that we have no relation with that kind of activities. So we are fully focused in the connecting East and West economies is in a unified ecosystem, and there is no that kind of I think effect in our project till now that we had discussion with many, and actually it is bringing us attention to the project mostly, and the people like it, the focus and that kind of.
Got you, thanks. Yeah, and another comment from Sheldon. Very cool, Ali. I hope you lean into the counterculture. Meanwhile, maybe Ali, you can explain us regarding the fundraising process. How much have you raised, etc.
Yeah, so we are looking to raise now our seed token offering to 4.5 million that we are looking to raise, and we are connected with several VCs and so on at the moment. That some of them we start the due diligence processes, and others in the initial discussion. So yes, so it is ongoing, and yeah, that's pretty much what I can say right now about the fundraising.
Okay, thanks. And what is your goal, like the main goal for now?
Yeah, so the main goal now is to finalizing our fundraising. We are planning to have the launch in the Q1 of the 2025 as an ecosystem with the functional and transactional tool that we can do the end-to-end trade happening in the ecosystem for the first client that already MOU with us to start making the transaction. We have also actually the interest is huge. The demand for this kind of ecosystem to focus on the trade finance gap and bringing the SMEs to the life is really huge, and we have lots of interest in different markets, and that is why we are also pushing to be in the market very soon, the Q1, to be able to fill that kind of requirement in the market.
Thanks.
Yeah, I have one. Ali, hi, thanks for coming. Why did you decide to go with Polygon?
Yes, so as you know, the most of the B2B type of product and enterprise, they were choosing Hyperledger and this type of stuff before. And so when we start having some workshop or pilot program with ICC, International Chamber of Commerce, between Singapore government and the UK government. So we understand that that kind of traditional blockchain, like Hyperledger and so on, actually did. And we see that in the enterprise world, the Polygon and Ethereum are the best solution, and they could provide the best foundation for this kind of enterprise to use, and mostly focus on interoperability between systems. The main challenge in the global trade that we can connect different systems together. So that was why we also go to the Polygon and talk to them, and they had on that time that we reached out to them, they had a very good infrastructure for us, which is called SuperNet infrastructure, to create our own chain dedicated for this, the application that can be also EVM type of chain. connected with Ethereum, Polygon, BNB, and other chain, so that interoperability also can be focused and in the same time be the need of the be on the need of the enterprise, which some of the data need to be off-chain, some of the data need to be on-chain. The confidentiality of data also can be supported. So that is the main reason why we choose that.
Thanks, gotcha.
Yeah, thanks. And we have another question here in the chat. With such a huge market potential, what's your strategy for driving adoption of SRC in global trade?
Yes, so as I mentioned, so we already started kind of partnership with the big organization like China CCPIT. As you know, the China is the number one trading partner of all the countries around the world, and the import and export business, China is a huge partner. So we sign an MOU with them to provide the solution, to provide our solution ecosystem to Chinese importers and exporters. So this is the biggest step that we have done in terms of the adoption in the global trade, because the most of the trade in the global one part is China. So, and then with ICC, the International Chamber of Commerce, where millions of the companies around the world we designed to make a pilot program, already been a part of one pilot program between UK and Singapore. So we did also planning to have this kind of pilot program between different countries to showcase the benefit of this kind of digital ecosystem, how the SMEs can benefit and fulfill their requirement in this kind of ecosystem, because our approach is also very well designed for the SMEs. It's like a one-stop shop solution and the plug and play. They don't need to invest in the technology. They don't need to have a tech expertise. It's like a plug and play. And when they have a transaction, they can use, and we charge fees per trade transaction. So it's also very much helping this kind of adoption in the market for the SMEs. So we have that kind of approach to go to this kind of partnership in order to make the adoption.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, guys, for your questions.
If there are no more questions, we can move on. Thanks, Ali, for your time. It was a pleasure hearing you out. Thanks for coming. Well, yeah, we got a third project for today, and it's Darren's turn from Capzona. So thanks for coming. Passing the mic to you. Hi.
All right, so let's start. I'm Omar, project manager at Minermania, and I'm here to share a unique opportunity on the TON ecosystem with you. So let's do a quick overview, and then we can do Q&A. So Minermania is a fast-growing mini app on the TON blockchain. We're positioned to capture the massive Telegram user base and redefine the current iGaming offering on the market. In less than 6 weeks, we have onboarded over 900,000 users at a remarkably low CPA. And with funding, we are confident we can scale that to 50 million users. Our current features are designed to attract and retain the users. We just launched the shop and raffle mechanism and have already demonstrated strong demand that validates our monetization potential. We have a low proven CPA, and I think that positions us well for rapid and scalable growth. The core of this, can you go to the token slide, please? The core of all this is the mine token, the backbone of the plan we have. We will be offering rewards through rakeback and staking incentives to incentivize the usage. The idea is that holders of the token can benefit from the casino success through it. For this, we plan to do a 2-season airdrop. First, the Genesis airdrop will introduce the token to the current app users. And then the second season airdrop will incentivize retention and that users can test some of the other features we plan in the roadmap. Our tokenomic strategy allocates a substantial portion of the tokens for influencers and investors, ensuring a strong backing from key partners. We trust that the mine token value will be driven by its integration across the platform we're building. Minermania stands out as a unique fusion between casino, gaming, and DeFi elements like perp trading and prediction markets. We are creating one-of-a-kind ecosystem on TON. That's really the idea. We are continuously getting feedback from the current users and refining our product, ensuring we have a close product market fit. The team we have has deep expertise in online gambling, crypto, and even high-frequency trading. This knowledge sets us apart from other projects and gives us a unique advantage on scaling Minermania. Minermania has all the elements to become a 1 billion or more market cap project. We have an efficient, scalable acquisition model, deep insights into the Telegram massive market, and a team of industry experts. Our growth is rapid. We have 30% user retention already, and we anticipate that we can further increase that with NA's engagement and rollout of high demand features. We have over 100,000 connected wallets already on the mini app, and I think we are on a strong trajectory for long-term success. This is just a quick overview, and we are happy to take your questions.
Guys, thank you for being in time. And now it's Q&A time. Okay, so yeah, expecting more questions by raising. Okay, we already received one. So here goes. How does the Miner Mania game fit into the bigger picture of what Capzona is building?
Did you want to take that one, Derek? Yeah.
Right now, our main focus is to build the Telegram ecosystem and build the Telegram market. And we're going to focus on that. There's certain reasons for that. Licensing and regulatory reasons make the TON ecosystem kind of unique. So whatever we do there, we'll start with Miner Mania. We kind of look at Miner Mania in the global project is kind of like an NFT project for the whole project. Kind of like Rollbits started with NFTs, we've kind of viewed the Telegram ecosystem as a kind of a supercharged NFT to support the overall project. That being said, it alone can stand on its own as an amazing product. But, the platform that we plan to use for Capzona would also work on Miner Mania. So, we figured it was better to keep it as a unique independent brand, independent token, and keep the entire system together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it does. Thanks for answering this question. Another one from Gian. So how did you onboard thousands of people? And is there any kind of retention strategy to maintain 30%?
I'll let Omar take that one.
Yeah, so we designed the app in a way to incentivize other people inviting more people. So the built-in features in the app create this competition that it's already in place, that the more people you invite, the more in-game currency you get. And we have a weekly competition, so people are incentivized from the start to invite more people. We are running some ads, and that's how we achieved that low CPA. And also this weekly competition allows to have that retention of 30%. They are competing with each other. They can see the leaderboard on their leagues, and they are incentivized to compete against each other. That's the secret behind that retention.
One of the things we keep working on is customer retention. It's true in gambling. It's true in any kind of game product. You have to focus on customer retention. So our team is actively, it's probably spend 30% of their time trying to figure out how to keep users on the platform and keep them from leaving the platform.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks Gian for your question. Another question from Peter. What round are you raising and terms?
Jacob can take that.
Yeah, so we're raising a seed round right now. So safe with the token warrant, equity and tokens at 20 million post.
Okay. So I wanted to elaborate a bit more on the previous question. So you talk about the incentives to this strategy. So how do you make sure that there are no bots involved in this strategy? Because it's really easy to incentivize with such incentive strategy to attract bots to you, and they can just float in your user base and be like 0.5% of that, even or more.
Yeah, we're doing a number of things to deal with that issue, but I'll let Omar address some of them, and if he doesn't cover it, I'll cover the rest.
Yeah, so there are certain tasks that the user you invite has to complete in order to qualify. They have to complete the airdrop tasks, and some of those include connecting a wallet, validating their phone numbers. So that's how we keep bots or fake users at bay through that mechanism.
Okay, gotcha. We've received another question in the chat, so I'll read that one. Who's your incubators or accelerators?
We don't have any.
And what about partnerships or advisors, maybe?
Oh, partners. We have a number of gaming partners. So these are third parties for banking, payments, things like that. And we have some specific tools for when we launch the casino to look for fraud and things like that. But That's it. We don't have any outside advisors right now at this stage.
Okay, that's clear. That's clear. Yeah, guys, feel free to address more questions.
What's the main thing that sets Capzona apart from other gambling platforms out there?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So mostly gambling is a commodity product. I think that question is dead on. But the way you can make it a non-commodity product is to add on things that other people don't have. Gambling itself is entertainment, and crypto trading is, kind of, at least among users, considered a financial product. So the two are kind of different, and the expectation of loss is different. Gambling is truly an entertainment product, and crypto trading isn't really an entertainment product. And that's partly why user expectations and how they treat things work differently. So, for example, in gambling products, exchanges haven't typically been very successful as a whole, and the main reason is that the margin on gaming on exchanges is very low, and it's very difficult to pay bonuses. Whereas in gaming, people care about kickbacks, rakebacks. They care about bonuses, and you need a larger margin spread to be able to achieve that. But on exchange products, no one cares about that. They seek the lowest possible spread, the lowest possible price, and that's what they want. So the way we're different is we combine the two. I don't think there's any gambling platform in the world that has successfully or tried to combine an exchange and a casino together in one place. But we can clearly see from the success of Polymarket that there's a place for, in some parts of the market, there's a place for prediction markets in gambling. The election was a great example of that. And, perp trading, and Rollbit has demonstrated that perp trading on a gamified way works, but no one has tried to actually put it in an exchange format. So that's how we're different. We're going to put an exchange on top of Capzona's gambling platform. And I think it's a world's first. FawnBet in Russia attempted at something similar, but they never really, they launched them as separate brands. They didn't bring them together. We're the first people to try that. And we'll start on Telegram.
Thanks, Sergio. Yeah, we've got a comment from Ken here in the chat. In Asia, Philippines, and Cambodia are the best way to expand your project when it comes in gambling or e-gaming. You should take a look. Thanks for your advice.
Yeah, if there are no more questions, I guess we can call it an end. Thanks. Okay.
Just a comment. I can speak it just very briefly. There are different web ratings for cryptocurrency and gambling. I've worked for many enterprises where they, for example, would allow gambling but not cryptocurrency. So I'm interested to see how you blend the two, but I hope that you consider segregating their domains, whether it's fun.com and fun.org or whatever else you want to do. I'd recommend some consideration there. That would certainly make it feel more sustainable to me.
Okay, thanks for your note, guys. Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. You guys, if you want to pitch here on our calls, we are going to share the Google Forms that you can fill in, and there is a form for participation that you can fill in and book the call next week or so. And we also collected some feedback from our calls. So we'll really appreciate that one. So there's a feedback form for your convenience as well. So yeah, thanks for your time and attention. Thank you all for coming, especially the speakers. It was a pleasure to hearing you out. Thank you, Malika, for that, for helping me as a co-host. And yeah, see you next time. Have a great weekend, day, night, whatever. So yeah, see you soon.